I'm Bill Heran, author of The Missing Piece, and today is February 25th. Our topic for today is being with yourself. The quote is from Blaise Pascal, and the quote is: "All of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit in a room alone." The capacity to tolerate being alone is a high level personal state of being. We have been conditioned not to be alone. Since childhood, our parents and families formed us in developing a bias towards being social and competitive to the exclusion of time alone. Too often, isolation was associated with reprimand in the form of a timeout when we were sent to your room as a form of punishment. I remember in seventh grade, my teacher, who was also a basketball coach at the school, reported to my parents at one of these parent teacher conferences that he was concerned that I would spend too much time alone reading and doing other solo activities. I got the message. To be alone with yourself is not healthy. Their fears were that I could maybe be depressed, becoming socially inept, or even worse, an introvert. Imagine that. As I grew older, I became more attractive to spending time alone with myself. I began to welcome time alone in the early 1990s. I sought out environments where I could do this formally, like at a Trappist monastery. At the monastery, I would typically spend 4 to 5 days alone in prayer, meditation, and reading, and walking on the monastery property. Believe me, at the end of the 5 days, I was very ready to leave. I was not called to be a monk, but their lifestyle suited me for that brief period of time, and it helped me to focus on whatever is happening in my life at the time that benefits from intentional attention and some inquiry. Choosing to be alone, which is very different from being lonely, allowed me to recharge and to increase my sense of calm self inquiry. I understand for some, being alone might increase their levels of anxiety or fear. For many people with PTSD, for example, it takes a great deal of effort to calm their minds, which are usually kept at a high state of vigilance and alertness. But in general, it's not unhealthy to be alone with oneself. On the contrary, many psychological studies indicate that developing a tolerance for being alone, and especially being able to soothe oneself in difficult and emotional times, is a skill to be cultivated. Some people like to write journal entries. Some meditate, while others walk in the woods alone in the splendor of nature. The more you spend time with yourself without judging yourself, the more you can increase awareness and challenge the restless mind messaging, can create much more uh, chaos between your ears and your life if it's left untamed. We need to be able to notice and kind of cultivate ways to bring calm into our life. Try and spend some time alone with yourself. Draw intentional attention to yourself. Get to know you and learn to like spending time with yourself. It's truly a gift. Thank you for joining me today on this reading, and I look forward to you joining me in the future. Have a good rest of your day.